Just crawl your ass up underneath there.
All right, I'm gonna make a video today on the PowerStep XL steps because they fail often because of one dumbass reason. I will show you. Take a listen, open the door, click. Didn't do shit.
Open the door, nothing, just fucking clicks.
So anyways, I don't know if anybody else has this problem, but to properly determine what size of wrench or socket you need, you first got to go through your stuff, lay it out, and determine which one is missing, because that is always the one you need. And then you tear apart all your toolboxes looking for it, and you still don't find it. Then you go tear apart your work vehicle, and it's not there either, and the entire other set is missing, and then you have to drive to town to find your tools. That's how I do things. So anyways, it's a 13 millimeter. You will need a long extension 13 millimeter ratchet and a 13 millimeter. If you have ratchet wrench, if that's best. This is 14. I don't have it, so now I have to use a regular one that I had to drive to go find. So there's one bolt on this motor here. There's two motors. Mine is always the front one causing the issues. There's a bolt there that you have to use a wrench, and then back up on this side. There's another one. Alright, so there's the motor and stuff. Bolts are out. Well, you gotta get your shit up in there, and you have to do a little wiggle prying usually, alright? Get up in there and just be like, ah, or something. So that's where the motor mounts. And all this is like kind of empty space that this flush mounts against to. Now, if that was a solid face right there, this little guy right here, he just slides out of his slot just a little bit. It's just enough to make the gears not line up, because it just falls into this plastic here. There's a little pin. So literally just shove it with a small screwdriver, push it back, and mount it back together, and it works. Alright, another tip for putting that together. Open the door, it's easier. Don't get your hand in here when you're like closing it, but it makes it easier to get the motor lined up. So it gets mostly lined up, and close the door. And hold carefully on the back of the motor. It'll line back up and fall back in its slots a lot easier. Then you can put your bolts back in. Alright, pop it open. Now it works. It's the Amp Research PowerStep XLs. That's how to fix them. I've done it repeatedly.